Hi, so mates, you're welcome to another tutorial. It's your girl Chidima, and in today's edition we are going to be learning how to make this African print jumbo pants. And this one is having a black line at the side seam and a cargo pocket. So if this is what you are interested in, please watch this video to the end. Okay, so mates, I'm minusing 2 inches from my material, and that's going to be for the band. So I place my tape minus 2 inches away from the material, and I mark my hip measurement and my waist measurement. So to achieve this, you are going to be needing, or you will be having, you make sure to have 2.5 yards to 3 yards of fabric. Yes, 2.5 yards to 3 yards of fabric, depending on how big you want it to be. So I've gone ahead to mark my hip measurement around the waistline, the hip line, and at the lap area. So this is what I am having, marking my hip measurements all around. I added extra 4 inches to my actual hip measurement, and that is what you can see me mark there because of the wideness of the pants. It's not a tight pant. So I added extra 4 inches at my hip measurement, and I also added extra 4 inches at my thigh measurement. That's my thigh. Okay, so that's what you'll see me mark around there. I went ahead to divide that my hip again into 4 so that I can get my crotch curve perfectly, and that is me connecting the lines from the waist to the hip and giving it that shape, that curve shape at the crouch length. Okay, I went ahead to mark my thigh. My thigh, when I added my extra 4 inches, I had 18 inches. So I used the whole fold of the fabric, and that is 18 inches. So also go ahead to do what suits you. You can add more than 4, you can add 3, you can even reduce depending on how big you want it to be. So I use 18 inches for my thigh, and from there I will connect it straight to the hem of the pants. So for the hem of the pant, it all depends on what you want. You can measure what you have at the hip, exactly what you have at the hip area. You can mark it at the hem area, adding your seam allowances, or you can still go with what you have at the thigh area, at the thigh area, that crotch side. You can still just straighten it down depending on how you want it. So I'll go ahead and I'll cut out the waist part. Mind you, I added a waistband of 2 inches, and that waistband is going to be having an elastic with a robe inside it. Okay, this is me now cutting out the rest of the fabric. I've cut out the crotch area. This is me cutting out the seam side, the seam area. So I'll go ahead and mark out where I'll be putting my side pocket. From the side seam, I will come in by 3 inches. Do you get? From the side seam, I'm going to be coming in by 3 inches, and that is where I'll be putting the pocket. Then from that waistline, I'll come down by 7 inches. That will be the length of the pocket. Do you get? So this is me coming down by 7 inches just on the hip line, and I went in by 3 inches from the side seam. So I'll connect it with my straight rule. You can make this to be a curve, but I always prefer mine to be straight. I don't like that curve one. So you can do what suits you. You can give it a little curve from that, connecting it from the up to the down, or you can still give it a straight line. Alright, I'll remove one piece of the front part and then cut out the pocket for the second one. The one I remove, I'm going to use it to cut out the back, because we'll be using this front to cut out the back piece. So I'll just go ahead and cut one side of the pocket off, and then keep this one that I'm cutting now aside, then bring the other one and use it and cut the back piece. So you're going to understand what I am saying when it's time to cut out the back piece. So just watch carefully, you see what I'll be doing. So I'm going ahead to give it a notch, so that I'll know that this is where my pocket will be sitting. So I've gone ahead to place the front on the back piece. While placing the front on the back, make sure that it is a bit longer at the waist side with 2 inches or 1.5 inches depending, Then it should also be bigger on the crotch area with 2 inches or 1.5 also, depending on your size. So mine, I came up by 2 inches from the waist side, and I went out by 2 inches at the crotch line area. So I'm going to give it a slant line. That is the 2 inches I came up with from the waist area. This is so as to accommodate the butt, so that I will not be having our butt entering inside the pants. So this is going to give it a good accommodation. So from the front crotch, I'm going out by 2 inches, and that is for my allowances for the butt area. Mind you, this is not a fitted pant. If it were regular fitted pants, it would have been different from what we're having. So I'll go ahead and mark 2 inches all round from the crotch area to the crotch extension for the back. So you see what I'm talking about? The crotch line for the back is bigger with 2 inches than that of the front. And I went ahead from the waistline and marked 2 inches all round. This is me making sure that the chalk is visible for you guys to see. I marked 2 inches all round from the waistline to the crotch line because of my allowance. So the crotch for the back, look at it, is bigger with 2 inches. And I'm also going to move further to give it a 2 inches seam allowance at the crotch line area. You can see I'll mark 2 inches all around to the hemline. This is a jumbo pant. This is a big pant, so you don't expect it to be the same as the front. So this is me going ahead to mark out 2 inches all the way around. I will do this until I get to the hem of the pants, then I will cut it off. So the front is not the same measurement with the back because of the allowances. So I'll now go ahead and cut, and I'll move further to cut out the waistline for the back. Don't forget that slant line that we made, it should also enter the 2 inches seam allowances at the crotch side. So do you get what I'm trying to say? That slanting that was slanted from the center crotch of the center back crotch to the side seam, we should also extend it to, I'm extending it to the center of the back before I will now go ahead and cut. Just watch closely, you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is me now going ahead to cut off the crotch for the back. Mind you, I said I added extra 2 inches so that it will be very free at the butt area. So I'll go ahead and give that slant it down to the exact waist of the front measurement, the front piece, sorry. So I'll go ahead and open up the back. There's no shaping of any sort, so you just place it the way it is and then open it up. So I've gone ahead to open it up, and now I'll place the second front, that one that we used to cut off the back. I'll now place it on that one, the front piece, that particular one that we've cut out the pocket. So I'll cut it off so that the both of them will be even. All right, I'm going ahead to I'm marking a rectangular piece for the pocket, which is 8 inches by width and 10 inches by length. 10 inches by the length, and it is 8 inches by the width, just like you can see. This is going to be the pocket. It is on fold. If you don't have enough material, you can cut them separately, but I'm having enough material, so I'm going to leave mine to be on fold. That is how to cut a pant pocket, a perfect pant pocket. So I'll go ahead and cut this rectangular piece out. I'm going to be having 2 of it, one for the left hand side of the pant and one for the right hand side of the pant respectively. So I'll go ahead and mark and cut, and after cutting I'll cut out the second part, the second piece, and this is me cutting it out. After cutting it out, I'll go ahead and give it a notch at the 2 folded sides. That side is now going to mark as to be the center. I'll give it a notch at both ends, and just like you can see, it will now be the center of the pocket. So I'll bring in the front part and open that pocket into 2, then cut off that 3 inches shape that we cut out from the pant itself. So I'm going ahead to mark out the back of the cloth. So this is the pocket. I'll go ahead and stitch that part that we have already carved out. I'll go ahead and stitch it front to front, and this is what I have after stitching. And from that center that I notched, I'll now place it like so. That is how you form your pocket. That part, make sure that the two centers, folded edge from the up and the down, they align. Then you now match it up. So after that, this is what I am having. Do you see how my pocket is fitting? My hand is fitting inside the pocket. So I'll go ahead and stitch it like so, 1/2 inch to secure the down part of the pocket. I'll do this for the other one and bring it to show us. Okay guys, I've gone ahead to sew the left and the right pockets for the front pant piece, and I'll now go ahead and join up the sides, the front and the back sides, and attach this our black robe. For the robe, I cut out 1.5 inches and I folded 1.5 inches width and the length of the trouser. So I folded it in and I top stitch it on the side seam. So I'll go ahead now and place my cargo pocket. If you don't know how to draft a cargo pocket, I have a tutorial on this in my channel. I'll be putting the link in the description box so that you can go and watch and see how I drafted this cargo pocket. Now I'll bring the waist of the pants. Mind you, the waist is the same as the hip. I'm having a waist of 23 inches. So to cut out the band, I will have a piece measuring 23 inches by 6 inches. 23 inches, I added 1/2 inch to stitch it up. So I'll pick it up like so and mark the center while it is open. So from that center, which is 3 inches, I will come down by 1/2 inch. Please pay attention. I'll come down by 1/2 inch from the center. Then from that 1/2 inch, I'll still come down by 0.75 inches by 1/4 inch. Then I'll now stitch down the remaining one with 1/2 inch sewing allowance. I'll go and sew on the lines that you're seeing me mark. So I'll stitch it from the up to that 1/2 inch that I came down from the center, and I'll now go ahead and stitch it again. This part now that will mark 0.75 inches, I'm not going to sew on it. That's where the robe will be passing, and it will be forming the front band for the pants, for the trouser. So after sewing it, I went ahead to top stitch, and this is what I had after it. You see where my hand passed out? That is where it is going to be, the robe will be sitting. So for the band, I used 3 inches instead of 2 inches. 2 inches, mind you, we subtracted 2 inches from the pants while we were measuring. So I like to have extra volume so that my elastic, the elastic will not be struggling with the band. It will sit very perfect. So I'm going ahead to mark out the center of this band, placing that opening, that part that will join, placing it to be the front. So I'll go ahead and join them into 2 and mark out the center on 4 sides, making sure that the center front is at the middle. So I'll go ahead and give it a notch on the 4 sides, just like you can see me do, and I'll bring the band that I want to use. This is not up to 2 inches. This is a 1.7 inches band. So I'll go ahead and mark it in the 4 directions, just the way I have marked the waistband. So the way I'll be putting this, I'll be stitching each of the marks on each of the marks correspondently. Each of the places I've marked for the band, I will attach it to each of the places I mark for the material. The elastic where I marked will be facing the other side I marked on the material. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the elastic is a bit small. So after I finish attaching it, it is going to be, you see what I'm having? If I stitch it up, this is what I have, and it is going to be shrinking up itself like so. So I've gone ahead to stitch the elastic. Okay, I've put the elastic, and I have also inserted the robe for the pants. For the robe, I had this one of my trouser robe around, and I had to use it. So here comes the end of this tutorial. And guys, if you have watched to this part, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are, and like this video also. So you can see how neat the band is. I had to do inseam finish. I folded it at the inside so that I will not be having any rough edges. And I also went ahead to sew in 1/2 inch around the band. That was the position for the rope that I inserted. Okay, I also have a tutorial on how to make a perfect waistband. I'll also be leaving the link in the description box, so do well to check it out so you know how I added the band. So here comes the end of this tutorial, guys. If you love what I did, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Do well to give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any question of any sort, please do well to ask your questions. See you in my next video. Bye.